In this video, we will see our new topic, that is direct and inverse proportion, chapter 13. We will see introduction and exercise 13.1. Now let us start exercise 13.1. The following are the car parking charges near a railway station up to, that is charges for 4 hours is 60 rupees, for 8 hours 100 rupees, for 12 hours it is 140 rupees, and for 2 hours it's 180 rupees. Now dear student, we have to check if the parking charge are in a direct proportion to parking time. Means we have to find the ratio. We have to compare both, that is the parking charge and the parking time. We have to find whether there is a uniformity or not. If there is a uniformity in all, so we can say they are in a direct proportion. Let's see. Now here the ratio of the parking charge and parking time are as follows. See, here I had prepared a column like this. You can do without preparing column also. That is, one side in first column I had written parking times. See here the parking times: 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 2 hours. And in another column I had written the parking charges, that is the 60 rupees, 100 rupees, 140 rupees, 180 rupees. Then here is the column of parking charge divided by parking time. Here I am finding the ratio of both, that is parking charge. You have to divide the parking charge up by parking hour, so that we can able to find the parking charge for 1 hour in all. So 60, when you will divide by 4, so you will get 15 by 1. Then for next one is 100 divided by 8, you will get 25 by 2. And for next one 140 divided by 12, you will get 35 by 3. And for next one 180 divided by 24, you will get 15 by 2. When you will do cancellation, you will get this value. Now as I found that there is a no uniformity in all. For first one, that is 15 by 1, which is not equals to 25 by 2, which is not equals to 35 by 3, and which is not equals to 15 by 2. So thus we can say that the parking charge are not in a direct proportion to the parking time. It is not in a direct proportion. Next question. Question number 2. A mixture of a paint is prepared by mixing one part of a red pigment with 8 part of a base. In the following table, find the part of a base that needed to be added. Now here one kind of a paint is prepared by mixing one part of a red pigment. Means we have to prepare that. Here it is one kind of a mixture of a paint is required to prepared by mixing one part of a red pigment with 8 parts of base. So now here one kind of a table is given, that is 1 part of a red pigment and 8 part of a base, then 4 part of a red pigment, then 7, 12 and 20. And what will be the base of such? We have to find. So there is if we see, so if we considered if the part of a red pigment be x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 respectively, then the part of the base will be y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 respectively. So that we can able to find the value of y2, y3, y4, y5. Now here it is clear that the mixture prepared is in direct proportion. Here it is because increase in one result in increase in another also. So because obviously when you will mix one part of a red pigment, the base will be also increase. So here also it is, we can say that the mixture preparation is in direct proportion. So what we will do, we will try to write in a ratio form, that is this is 1 by 8, means it is we had considered this as a x1 divided by y1, then this we had considered as a x2 divided by y2, then x3 divided by y3, x4 divided by y4, and x5 divided by y5. All should be in equal proportion, because here we have to find the value. Now here what we will do, see the table in the problem, that a value of x1 and y1 is given. So we will consider this and we will try to compare this 1 by 8 with x2 upon y2. So see how I did. There is x1 upon y1 is given, that is 1 by 8. Now I will compare this, I will equalize this value, that is x1 by y1 equals to 1 upon 8 with x2 by y2. So see, while comparing, that is x2 by y2 equals to 1 by 8, we have to equalize. So here a value of x2 is given 4, So write down 4 over here. So from that we can easily get the value of y2. So what you will do, you have to do cross multiplication. Y2 will come over here and 8 will come over here. The value of y2 will be 32. Now with such a same, that is value of x1 by y1, you have to compare with x3 by y3. So when you will compare, that is 1 by 8 equals to, what is the value of x3? That is 7. 7 by y3. So we will get the value of y3. See how I did. See here. You had again equalized the value of x3 by y3. That is a value of x3 and y3. That is a value of x3 is given in the table, that is 7. And now again you have to do cross multiplication. When you will equalize with 1 by 8, so 8 will come over here and y3 will come over here. The value of y3 will be 56. Then next value, that is x4 by y4. Here, this one, x4. This is x1 y1. So x4, this 12. x4 by y4. So you have to compare this value of x1 by y1, that is x1 by y1 is 1 by 8. You have to compare with x4 by y4. So that is 12 by y4. So when you will compare, you will get x4 by y4 equals to 1 by 8. The value of x4 is given in the question itself, that is 12. Simply do the cross multiplication. So 12 into 8, you will get how much? 96. That is value of y4. Then x5 by y5 equals to, again equalize that x5 by y5 with 1 by 8. The value of x5 is given in the question, that is 20. See here, it is given in the, so what we will do, 20 by y5, do cross multiplication. So y5 will be 20 into 8 is 160. So this is how we completed our table. So write down that red part of a red pigment, that is 1, 4, 7, 12, 28 is given, and part of the base for first one, that is y1 is given, and the rest of the value we found by comparing. So this is how you have to find the value. See question number 3rd. In question number 2 above, if one part of a red pigment requires 75 ml of a base, how much red pigments should or are mixed with 1800 ml of base? If how much quantity of red pigment should we mix in 1800 ml of base? Now if one part is required in 75 ml of base, so how many part we will mix in 1800 ml of base? So dear student, here that one part of a red pigment you consider it as x1 and 75 ml you consider it as a y1. Then let the x2 be the part of a pigment that we have to find, and 1800 ml of base is y2. Now what we will do, you have to write in a ratio form, that is x1 divided by y1 should be equals to x2 divided by y2. Then whatever the value is given, that you have to write, that is x1 value is 1 and y1 75 ml. Then value of x2 we have to find, that is how many part of a red pigment that we have to find should be there in 1800 ml of base. So y2 value is 1800. So now it's very simple, you just need to cross multiply. 1800 will come over here, no need to bring the 75 over here, as we have finding the value of x2. So you have to divide 1800 by 75. So when you will divide, you will get 24. So thus we can say that 24 part of a red pigment should be mixed with 1800 ml of base. Now the next one is, a machine in a soft drink factory filled 840 bottles in 6 hours. Means in 840 bottles are filled in 6 hours. How many bottles will be filled in 5 hours? Now if we let us compare, let us take the number of bottle filled by machine B in 5 hours be x. Means we will take this number of bottle be x and number of hour c. Now how to compare this? Now the number of hours I had written over here, number of hour I had taken as an x, and number of bottle filled is y. Now in 6 hours 840 number of bottles filled. So how many bottles should be filled in 5 hours? Now see here, hours is given, that hours I had taken as a 6, that hour as an x, and a number of bottle filled as a y. So dear student, this same sum you can do with by taking this 6 as a x1 and 840 as y1, and 5 hour as a x2, and whatever to find, that is y2. In this way also you can do. Here I had taken the number of bottle filled by a machine in 5 hours. Number of machine filled by a machine in 5 hours is x I had taken. So that is number of hour as an x and number of bottle filled by a machine as a y. So here the first condition, that is a 6 hour, as a, you have to take it as a x1, and number of bottle, that is 840, you have to take it as a y1, and 5 hours, how many number of bottles should be filled in 5 hours. So this 5 hour you have to take as a x2, and number of bottle to be filled in 5 hour you have to take it as a y2. Here the number of hour decrease and the number of bottle filled also decrease, means see, more the number of hour, more the number of bottle filled, less the number of hour, less the number of bottle to be filled. So it is a case of a direct proportion. Let us see how to do now. Now see here as I told you, I had taken x1 as a 6 and y1 as 840 and x2 as a 5 and y2 we have to find, that is equalize both the ratio, that is x1 divided by y1 equals to x2 divided by y2, which both are in proportion. So 6 divided by 840 equals to 5 divided by y2. So when you will do cross multiplication, bring y2 over here and 840 over here. So 5 into 840 divided by 6, you will get, see, 5 into 840 divided by 6, you will get 700. So we can say that in 5 hours 700 bottles will be filled. Let's start next question. Question number 5. A photograph of a bacteria, see the fact bacteria enlarged 50,000 times attains a length of 5 centimeter as shown in the diagram. Means this is a photograph of bacteria which enlarge 50,000 times, means in 5 centimeter of length. When you will enlarge your camera, how many times? 50,000 times, then it will attain the length of a 5 centimeter. Means when you will enlarge the lens of 50,000 times, then you will view the image of 5 centimeter of length of bacteria as shown in the diagram. What will be the actual length of the bacteria then? So it is very mini, means even we cannot see such bacteria with our bare eyes. So for that we have to zoom our camera. So when it is zoomed 50,000 times, then we can able to view the bacteria of length 5 centimeter. What is the actual length of the bacteria? If the photograph is enlarged 20,000 times only, so what will be the length of the bacteria we can able to view when the lens is enlarged 20,000 times? So here, dear student, two questions are there. What is the actual length of the bacteria? So first we will find that. Now enlargement in a picture of a bacteria 50,000 times. So we will consider it as a x1, and 20,000 times enlarged we will consider it as a x2. Then what the length increase? We can view the length of 5 centimeter of bacteria when it is enlarged 50,000 times, and when the camera is enlarged 20,000 times, so how many centimeter of length it can attain, that we have to find afterward later on. So first let us find what is the actual length of the bacteria. The length of the bacteria increase as the picture of the bacteria enlarge, means the length of the bacteria increase as the picture is enlarged. So it is case that of a direct proportion, means when the picture is enlarged, the length of that bacteria also increase. So that is x1 upon y1. See here, x1 upon y1 divided equals to x2 upon y2. You have to equalize with such. Then when the lens is when the photograph is enlarged 50,000 times, we attain the size of the 5 centimeter, that is the length of the bacteria, equalize with the 1 by x2. We will consider it as a 1 because here we are just finding the what is the actual length of the bacteria. So x2, there is a no value, and y2 we will find if the now let us find the value of x2. So it's very simple, you just need to cross multiply it. So when you will do such, so for x2 will come over here and 5 will come over here and 50,000 will come down. So when you will divide 5 by 50,000, so you will 1 by 10,000. So that means we can say that value of x2 we got the 10 raised to negative 4. So hence the actual length of the bacteria, actual length of a bacteria is 10 raised to. So such length is not visible with our bare eyes. We cannot, with naked eyes we cannot see such length. So now the photograph is enlarged 20 20,000 times, that we have to find. Now again you write down such column enlargement in a picture of a bacteria, that and write the length, that is when the length of the bacteria, when the length of the picture is increased 50,000 times, take it as x1, and when the length is increased 20,000 times, take it as x2, and the length it attain the length of a 5 centimeter, and when the picture is enlarged 20,000 times, how much length it will attain, that we have to find. So again you equalize x1 upon y1 equalize with x2 upon y2. Here the value of x1, that is 50,000 times, when it is enlarged, it attains the length of a 5 centimeter, and when it enlarged 20,000 time, how much it will attain the length, that we have to find. So simply do the cross multiplication, y1 y2 will come over here, and 50,000 will come down, and 5,000 will come over here. So when you will do cancellation, you will get 2. So thus when it enlarge length, thus when it enlarge 20,000 time, it would attain 2 centimeter. So here you can write, thus when it enlarge 20,000 times, it attain length of 2 centimeter, or you can write the length would be 2 centimeter. The length would be, or you can write the length would be 2 centimeter. Start question number 6. In a model of a ship, the mast is 9 centimeter high. Just know what is the mast? Mast is a pole which is standing on a ship or a boat. Pole is known as a mast. That is, the length of the mast is 9 centimeter high. It is in the model of the ship, while the mast in the actual ship is 12 meter high. Means in actual ship it is in 12 meter high. If the length of the ship is 28 meter, means if the actual length is 28 meter, how long is the model of the ship? Means the actual length of the ship, if it is 28 meter, the how long, means what will be the length of the model of the ship. See dear student, this is just an example. You can go with your own way. I had prepared this kind of a column, that is, here I had written actual ship, and here I had written model ship, and I had divided into two parts, that is the length of the ship that we have to find, and the height of the mast. Means the length of the ship I had taken as a x, means actual length of the ship is 28 meter, so you have to consider this as a x1. And the actual length, we have to find the length of the model ship, we will consider it as x2. Then height of the mast, that is the actual height of the mast, is 12 meter, and the height of the model of the mast, that is the height of a mast. Height of a mast in a model of a ship, height of the mast in a model of the ship is 9 meter, which is given, right? 9 centimeter. Now let us see. Now dear student, here the actual ship, that is the length of the ship and the height of the mast, it is given in meter. And here if we see that model is not an actual length of the actual ship. The model is just a imaginary figure of that actual model, the actual ship. So now here also, now what you have to do, now as this height of the mast, you have to consider it as actual height of the ship will be y1, and a model ship you have to take it as a y2. Now see, this is a case of a direct proportion. Why? Because see here, what we found, see, height of the mast is 12 meter, and model is decreasing. Obviously the length of the model, height of the mast in a model will be less. And see here, so you have to consider this as a length of the ship as a x1, that is 28 meter, means length of the ship of a actual, that is length of a actual ship. What is the length of actual ship? 28 meter. And then height of the mast in actual ship is 12 meter. And then length of the ship, that is length of a model ship. Length of the model ship is question mark, not there. Consider as x2, and height of the mast in a model ship is 9 centimeter. So 9 centimeter. So now what we will do, x1 upon y1 equals to x2 upon y2. So x1 is 28 meter divided by 12 meter equals to x2 is not there. We are finding the length of the model ship, and y2, that is length of the mast in a model ship, is 9 centimeter. When we will do cross multiplication, 28 into 9 divided by 12, when we will do cross multiplication, we will get x 2 equals to 21. So this you have to, this value should be in centimeter. So then the length of the model shape is 21 centimeter. So means the length of the model shape will be 21 centimeter. It is just in centimeter because it is just a model of an actual shape. Seventh one, suppose 2 kg sugar contain 9 into 10 raised to 6 crystals. Means this many crystals you know, the small sugar pieces, that is crystals. We cannot count such pieces. So it is given in this standard form, that is 9 into 10 raised to 6. Means 6 time, that is if we see that 6 times 10 into 9. So 6 number of zeros should become after 9. How many sugar crystals are there in 5 kg of sugar and 1.2 kg of sugar? Means here 2 kg of sugar contain 9 into 10 raised to 6 crystal. So how many such crystals should be there in 5 kg and 1.2 kg of sugar? So now let us see. So what we will do first, we will compare this 2 kg as a x1 and whatever the crystal, that is 9 into 10 raised to 6 as a y1. So we will first equalize, this ratio with another ratio. This 5 kg we will take as a x2 and number of a crystal as a y2. Then what will come? x1 upon y1 equalize with x2 upon y2. When we will equalize, that is 2 divided by 9 into 10 raised to 6 equalize with 5 upon y2. When we will do cross multiplication, y2 will come over here, 9 into 10 raised to 6 will come over here and 2 will come down. So after doing such, see 9 5 is 45, 10 raised to 6, 45 divided by 2 to 22.5 into 10 raised to 6. When we will multiply, see here, what I did, I had converted this value in standard form. So in standard form always there should be a decimal after one digit, as we learned in our previous chapter. So when we will moving this decimal to over here, so you have to multiply it with 10. So when you will multiply it with 10, so here 10 raised to 1 will come. So 10 raised to 1 and 10 raised to 6, that is 1 plus 6 gives 10 raised to 7. So 2.25 into 10 raised to 7 number of a crystal should be there in 5 kg of sugar. See here. Now the next one, we have to find this also, how many number of sugar crystals should be there in 1.2 kg of sugar. So again you compare, that is value of x1, that is 2, and number of crystal, that is 9 into 10 raised to 6 divide and x2 as a 1.2 kg, and how many number of crystals should be, it should be y2. So when we will equalize x1 upon y1 equals to x2 upon y2, when we will, that is x1 is 2 and y1 is at 9 into 10 raised to 6 equals to 1.2 divided by y2. When we will do cross multiplication, y2 will come over here, 2 will come down, and 9 into 10 to 6 will come beside this 1.2. So when we will do division, so 1.2 divided by 2, you will get to 0.6 into 9. When we will do, you will get 5.4 into 10. So it is already in standard form, no need to move the decimal, because after one digit there is a decimal. So write down y equals to 5.4 into 10 raised to 6. Thus we can say that there are 5.4 into 10 raised to 6 crystals of a sugar in 1.2 kg of a sugar. Dear student, 10 raised to 6 means 6 times 10 means 6 number of a zero should be there. When you will multiply with 5.4, you will get total number of a crystal. Now let us see question number 8. Rashmi has a road map with a scale of 1 centimeter representing 18 kilometer. Now means 18 long kilometer are represented in 1 centimeter in a road map, because we cannot draw such long kilometer in a road map. So huge scale are reduced to a small scale in a map. She drives on a road for 72 kilometer. So what would be her distance covered in a map? Means if she want to drive 72 kilometer, how much distance will it cover in a map? Means it's very simple, student. Now what we will do, we will consider this 18 kilometer as x1, means actual distance in kilometer, or you can take 1 centimeter as a x1. See dear student, it is a alternative, it is not compulsory, you can do by own also. Here I had taken that actual distance covered in kilometer, that is 18 kilometer as x1, and the scale in a distance on a map, that is the scale of a distance in a map, that is in centimeter, that is y1 as a 1, means to represent 18 kilometer, so it is represented in 1 centimeter in a map. Now if C used to go 72 kilometer, means I had taken it as a x2. So how much scale should be shown in a map, that we have to find. So again you compare, that is x1 divided by y1 equals to x2 divided by y2. So when you will do such, that is 18 upon 1 equals to 72 upon y2. When you will do cross multiplication, that is y2 will come over here and 18 will come down. When you will do division, you will get y2 equals to 4. So thus the distance covered by her on a map will be 4 centimeter. Means we can say that we can represent 72 kilometer on a map. It will take 4 centimeter. Means to represent 80 kilometer, we can draw a scale of 1 centimeter. To represent 72 kilometer, we have to represent a scale of, to represent 72 kilometer, we have to draw a scale of 4 centimeter. Now let us start question number 9. A 5 meter and 60 centimeter high vertical pole. Dear student, one high vertical pole is there. It casts a shadow 3 meter 20 centimeter long. Means it casts a shadow of, means when we will find its shadow you can understand. So it casts a shadow of 3 meter 20 centimeter long. So find at the same time if the length of the shadow cast by another pole is there which is of 10 meter and 50 centimeter long. 10 meter and 50 centimeter long. So how much? The first question is that we have to find the length of the shadow. We have to find the length of the shadow of another pole. This length of the shadow we have to find. So dear student, we have to, and one more question in that, the height of the pole, means here the in another question, height of the pole we have to find which casts the shadow 5 meter long. Now let us start. So first what we will do, so this 5 meter 60 centimeter we will consider as a x1 and 3 meter 20 centimeter as a how much, what, y1. Then here what to find, that is we have to find the length of the shadow. And if the length of the pole is 10 meter 50 centimeter long. So now if we had considered this 5 meter 60 centimeter, convert it into centimeter, that is 5 meter 60 centimeter is 560 centimeter. 5 meter means 1 meter is 100 centimeter, 1 meter equals 100 centimeter, so 5 meter equals 500 centimeter, 500 plus 60, 560. So if we had considered this length of the vertical pole as x1, so we have to consider this 3 meter 20 centimeter, that is its shadow. We have to consider its shadow as a y1, that is 3 meter 20 centimeter means 320 centimeter, its shadow as a y1. So now we have to find the length of the shadow, means we have to find the value of a y2. If the length of the pole, means length of the pole is 10 meter 50 centimeter long, means I have to consider this as a x2. Because here if the length of pole, then see here, this length of the pole we have taken as a x1 and its shadow as a y1, and the length of the another pole which is given, that is 10 meter 50 centimeter means 1050 centimeter, and we have to find its length of the shadow. So in this way we had equalized the ratio. Now x1 upon y1 equals to x2 upon y2. The value of x1 is 560 centimeter and its shadow is 320 centimeter. Equalize with the another pole, that is 1050 centimeter, and its length of a shadow we have to find, that is y2. Then when we will do cross multiplication, y2 will come over here and 560 will come down. The 1050 multiplied by 320 and divided by 560. So when you will do cancellation and all, you will get 6 centimeter. So we can say the length of a pole of 1050 centimeter cast a length of a shadow, means it will show the cast a length of the shadow of 6 centimeter. Now in that another question is there, we have to find the height of the pole which casts a shadow of 5 centimeter long. Now we have to find the height of the pole. If it casts the length of the shadow, if the cast of the length of the shadow is 5 meter long, 5 meter long. Now how to do? Let us see. Now again same condition, that is take this as your base whose length of the vertical pole and its shadow both given. So you consider it as x1 and its shadow as y1, that is 560 centimeter of a pole cast a shadow of 320 centimeter. Then we have to find the if the shadow is 5 meter, means 500 centimeter. So what will be the length of a vertical pole, height of the vertical pole? So means value of x2 we have to find. So let us compare now ratio, equalize both the ratio, that is x1 upon y1 equals to x2 upon y2. So that is 560 upon 320 equals to x2 upon 500. When we will do cross multiplication, that's 560 into 500 divided by 320. You will get the value of x2, that is when you will do multiplication, 560 into 500 divided by 320, you will get 8.75 meter. Thus the height of the pole is 8.75 meter, or you can write 8 meter 75 centimeter. Let us start question number 10. A loaded truck travel 14 km in 25 minutes. Means it to cover 14 km, it took 25 minutes. So if the speed remains the same, how far can it travel in 5 hours? Now dear student, here let us consider this 14 km, that is distance traveled or distance covered, that is distance traveled 14 km as x1, and time taken to cover 14 km is 25 minutes, that is y1. Now to cover how much distance it will cover in 5 hours. 5 hours means we have to find the distance covered, how much it will travel. So we have to put a question mark, that is value of x2 we have to find, and for y2 you have to write 5 hours and convert it into minute, that you will get 300 minute, both in minute. Now this is the case of a direct proportion, because the more the kilometer, more the number of time it took, more time it took. So x1 upon y1 equals to x2 upon y2. Put the value 14 by 25 equals to x2, we have to find x2 upon 300. When we will do cross multiplication, that is 14 into 300 divided by 25. When we will do cancellation, you will get 168. So you can write, thus a loaded truck can travel 168 km in 5 hours. Kilometer. See here. Obviously it's going to cover more distance in more time and less distance in less time. It is a direct proportion.